said, obviously we are extremely remorseful and sorry, and as the state of Ohio has passed, a number of things on Twitter about people across the state praying for those, the life that was lost, and for those that are injured. And this is the kind of a job as governor where you just never know what's going to happen, and many times it ends in tragedy. And there have been a number of things lately that we've seen, but that's when you're the governor of a state, you're the leader of a state, you have to be in a situation where you can see these things, you can respond to them effectively, show compassion, but show leadership. That's all you can do. Let me also tell you that there is an investigation that will be underway here. It will be conducted by the Ohio Highway Patrol. They have my full and total confidence. I'm not quite sure where they stand in this because I will not be involved in any way in this investigation. I want to make sure they do it effectively with great transparency so that everybody can know what's happened here. And we can't speculate on what we'll find. But what we do know is that there will be lessons that will be learned in one way or another that can then be passed on to many of the amusement parks and fairs all across America. Let me also say to everybody here that despite the fact that we are in a position where we are, I'm saddened today. I've been opening this fair for years. This will not define the Ohio State Fair. The Ohio State Fair will carry on. We will have, there's so many things to do here. And the Ohio State Fair really recognizes the people of Ohio bringing their children, their grandchildren, even couples who may have spent some of their early dates at the Ohio State Fair. This is a place where we come, we smile, we laugh, we eat, we do just great things. We ride the rides, we do all the things that people love to do at a fair. And despite this, Ohio will move on. That doesn't mean that we won't remember yesterday. It doesn't mean that we were not going to keep those families in our prayers. I have been reaching out to them since last night. Hopefully I'll get an opportunity to see them, as I do in a lot of these kind of tragic cases. But at the end of the day, Ohioans should come to the fair. There's so much to do, and we will pull together and come through this, and we will have an even stronger fair as a result of the challenge that we have in front of us. So let me introduce Dave Daniels. By the way, the Midway is not open. It will not be open until Dave Daniels and the inspectors are in a position of where they feel confident about doing all this, and I can let him say a few things. So Dave.
Thank you, Governor. Good morning, everybody. My name is David Daniels. I'm director at the Ohio Department of Agriculture. First of all, let me say that our hearts and prayers are going out to the families affected by this incident, but I wanted to give you an update on where we stand. First of all, ODA will do whatever's necessary to cooperate with the Highway Patrol in their investigation as we move forward with the incident that took place yesterday. Last night, Ohio Department of Agriculture inspectors worked throughout the night to re-inspect all the amusement rides that are out there. Our inspectors were working on the ground to inspect the things that they could during the night last night. Those inspections will continue today. As we get an opportunity to get up on the rides, weather permitting, we will go through all those rides again. Last night, as I said last night, the safety of the patrons at our rides and fairs is one of our top priorities. Our inspectors are very well trained. They work very hard. They go through years of training before they come to us, and we continue to have continuous training, not only through us, but also through third-party trainers. Some of our inspectors are also trainers for the National Amusement Ride Safety Organization. So it's important to remember that amusement rides are mechanized pieces of equipment. They can fail from time to time. We work hard every day to make sure that those rides are put together and operating according to manufacturer specifications. We're going to continue to work to get the rides inspected, and when we feel that we've gotten our complete inspection done, then we will open the Midway again when we finish that work. So, Governor?
take a few questions?
Can you
Yeah.
speak to
Diaz with CBS News. Why should anyone trust these rides once they do reopen, given that the Fireball passed several inspections?
Well, you know, look, I don't want to speculate on what caused this, because we have to do the full and complete investigation. But anytime you go to an amusement park, and I've been going to amusement parks since I was probably 5 or 6 years old. I used to go to Kennywood Park, and we'd ride on the roller coasters, and I think everybody always knew that there's an element of risk connected to it. So what you can do is you can inspect, and you can re-inspect, and you can, in this case, have think about those people in that hospital. I think about those people that were hit by debris. I think about that moment when some were thrown from that carriage. That's a nightmare. It's a terrible situation. But all we can do is what is humanly possible to make sure that we provide the safety and the inspections. And you know, there's a case here at the fairgrounds where 4 rides have not ever been opened because they weren't satisfied. So what you need to make sure of is that you check, you recheck, you do the best you can. But the ability for human beings to avoid accidents, if that's what is ultimately determined, that it was just simply an accident, you got to talk to the big guy upstairs to figure that one out, because that's a hard one to figure out. But we're doing everything we can to make sure this place is safe.